You'll notice there is a grid drawn on the pad. It's a 4x4 square. There are 16 squares, and some of you in the front row may be able to see. Don't worry if you can't, they are numbered. So they go 1 to 4, 5 to 8, all the way through to 16. So the first part of this is we're going to fill the squares with random things. And when I say things, it could be living things, it could be food stuff, it could be inanimate objects, animal, vegetable, mineral if you like, and I'm going to try and memorise as many of those as quickly as possible. Joe will fill them in, and to give me an example as to how that will look, can I ask the gentleman just here, could you call out something to kick us off?
Carrot.
Carrot, and Joe will pick a number, but I'll let you pick the first number, as it's a 3 in the board. Number 16, so carrot, and Joe will write carrot along the top of the square, leaving the rest of the square blank. That's going to be important for the second thing that I'm going to show with you. Joe, if I can hand you the pen, I'll turn my back on him so I don't get a second chance to look at them, and we'll whip through this as quickly as we can. So the lady just here.
An egg.
An egg.
At number 4.
Egg at 4, and a lady just here in the second row.
Potato.
Potato.
At number 10, we have 2 left.
Okay, and how about the gentleman in the back row there?
Potassium.
Potassium. Every night there's always one. Which number were you going, Joe?
At number 8.
Suspect he may have just been checking your spelling. And finally, the lady on the back row just there.
Rock.
Rock. R-O-C-K.
At number 15.
Rock at number 15. Okay, great. Are they all filled in, Joe?
They are, Darren, yes.
If you could just step to one side so everyone can see the grid, I'm going to try and reel off as many of these as I can remember. It's been a long evening, so I'll do my best. So if I'm right, number 1 was dog, number 2 was lasagna, number 3 was... Did you shake your head? I thought I had one wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got wrong at the beginning. Yeah. Number 1 was dog. Number 2 was lasagna. Number 3 was gold. Number 4 was egg. Number 5 was Concord. 6 was toothbrush. 7 was piano. 8 was potassium. 9 was stairs. 10 was potato. 11 was ruler. 12 was snail. 13 was shoelace. 14 was boat. 15 was rock. And 16 was the first one we had, which was carrot.
Whoa!
I need a random number, so let's go with chap just here. What's your name, sir?
Peter.
Peter, we haven't spoken before the evening, is that true? I haven't come up to you and asked you to say something or anything like that. We haven't set him up. Peter, would you call that any number for me? A whole number between 34 and 100.
79.
79. I'm going to write 79 down here, nice and big, just in case any of you happen to forget. I'm sure there's a better joke for that somewhere. Now, the next part of this is going to look really, really strange. In a moment, I'm going to hand the pen back to Joe, and Joe's going to call out the objects for me in a random order. So, for instance, he might say piano. I will give him a number. I might say 27. He will write 27, nice and big, filling in the rest of the square until all of the squares are complete. I appreciate this is going to look really, really weird, and you're all going to think I've entirely lost my mind. But trust me, at the end of this, I will have achieved the mental feat that you'll be talking about, hopefully for the rest of the evening, maybe in weeks, possibly in months to come. I'll hand the pen back to Joe. This does require a little concentration on my part, so if I can ask for as much quiet as possible and perhaps some concentrating music, please.
Lasagna.
22.
Egg.
12.
Ruler.
20. 20.
Toothbrush.
13.
Shoelace.
21.
And finally, stairs.
14. 1-4. Thank you, Joe. Give Joe a round of applause. Peter called out a round. He could have called out any number. He happened to call out 79. And what I've tried to do here, so if we have a look at the top row, if you add 12 to 26, that adds up to 38. If you add that to 22, that adds up to 60. If you add 19 to that, that adds up to 79. If you look at the second row, if you add 25 to 13, that's 38. If you add that to 18, that's 56. If you add that to 23, that adds up to 79. If you add 14 to 28, to 20 to 17, that adds up to... And finally, the bottom row, 21 and 16 is 37. If you add that to 27, that's 64. If you add that to 15, that adds up to 79.
Wow!
Look at the verticals. So if you take 19 and 25, that adds up to 44. If you add that to 14, that adds up to 58. If you add that to 21, that adds up to 79. If you add 22 to 13, that's 35. If you add that to 16, that's 51. If you add that to 28, that adds up to 79. 26, 18, 20 and 15, that adds up to 79. 12, 23, 17 and 27 adds up to 79. And also the diagonals, so if you add 19, if you add that to 20, that's 52. If you add that to 27, that's 79. The other diagonal as well, all add up to the random number that Peter called out at the beginning, and that is 79. I've gone a little step further. If you take the four corner numbers, 19 and 12 is 31. If you add that to 27, that's 58. If you add that to 21, that adds up to 79. In fact, if you take these four corner numbers here, that's 19 and 22, 13 and 25, you'll find they add up to 79. These four corner numbers, these four corner numbers, these four corner numbers, and the four numbers in the centre, 13 and 18 is 31, added to 20 is 51. If you add that to 28, that also adds up to the random number that Peter called out, which is 79. If you take these two numbers here, that's 22 and 26, that adds up to 48. If you take the mirror opposites over here, 16 and 15, that's 31. If you add those two together, they add up to 79. If you add these two here plus these two here, these two here plus these two here, these two here plus these two here, they all add up to the random number that Peter called out at the beginning, and that is 79. Just one step further. As you're a special crowd here in the Illusionaire. For the random number that Peter called out, using just my mind, in any 4x4 square, there are 4 3x3 squares, and this is what I mean by that. That's a 3x3 square within the grid. If you take the four corner numbers in that 3x3 square, so that's 19 and 26, that adds up to 45. If you add that to 20, that adds up to 65. If you add that to 14, that adds up to 79. If you go any of the other four corner numbers in any of the 3x3 squares within the grid, anywhere you go in this square, it adds up to the random number that Peter called out at the beginning. That is 79. I've been Darren Delaney.